Some stories in the Bible are full of questions. Questions and not necessarily answers. Sometimes a story is being told through its questions. For example, Genesis 32. Jacob's famous wrestling match with a mystery man. Who is this man? Is he God? Is he human? Is he divine? Something in between? If he's God, why does Jacob seem to be winning? If he is human, well, what's the point? Jacob's a cheeky character. He's always up to scheming, planning, lying, weaseling his way out of all kinds of situations. Now he's about to meet Esau, his brother, after 20 years or so, and he's just like he's always been. He's like a stage manager, telling everybody where to go and what to do, making up a plot, a plan to get through this terrible situation that's in front of him. I mean, I get it. He's terrified, and for a reason. He has tricked his brother and his father, and after decades he's coming back to face his own past and his brother, who wanted him dead. No wonder he's panicking. He sends messengers to Esau, and they come back saying that Esau's coming to him. Esau and his 400 men. Yeah. Although we're never really told what Esau thinks, if he's still angry, if he still wants Jacob dead, we don't know. But at least Jacob seems pretty convinced that that's the case. So he does what every good Christian should do. He prays for his life. He prays this long, anxious prayer where he's reminding God for all he has done and how he has promised to take care of Jacob. And it's true, but I wonder who actually needs this reminder, God or Jacob? Well, in any case, it doesn't seem to help because Jacob ends the prayer and nothing has changed. He goes on making an even cleverer plot, an even smarter plan, just like he has always done. He sends presents, in Hebrew, mincha, to appease kafa. By the way, this is sacrificial language, the same words that are used when somebody is offering a sacrifice. And these words keep repeating and repeating in this story. And I wonder if Jacob's presents and appeasing has another aspect as well. I mean, sure, they're directed to Esau, his brother, but I wonder, is there another problem he's trying to solve? Something between him and God? Well, he sends his presents, that is, his family and possessions, and he himself stays behind in the middle of the night. Why? Is he scared? Is he worried? Is he anxious? Is he trying to escape, maybe? And that's when the wrestling match happens. Why is this happening? Who is this man? And who does Jacob think this man is? I mean, there are many possibilities, but if we assume that Jacob's staying back because he's worried about the situation with Esau, that Esau wants to get him killed, then maybe he thinks this is it. This is Esau or someone that Esau sent, so he's fighting for his life. And then the whole fight is like confusing. Like it just keeps saying in verse 25 that he saw that he was not able to overcome him. I mean, who saw? Who was not able to overcome? I don't know. It's just in third person singular. And then the man injures Jacob's hip. What exactly the injury is, we don't know. But somehow he's hurt. I mean, did he injure Jacob because he couldn't overcome? Or was it like a victory blow since Jacob was already losing? Who knows? Was it a superhuman strike or a skillful hit to the nerve? Who knows? But for some reason, the man commands Jacob to let him go. Couldn't he have left without Jacob letting him? Or is he just commanding Jacob because he wanted Jacob to let him go? And there, Jacob asks for a blessing. Does he know who he's fighting with? I mean, if he thinks the man is Esau, I guess it would make sense to ask for a blessing so that he won't kill him. If he thinks the man is God, well, that makes sense too, right? To survive this situation and to deliver him from his brother's hands. I mean, Jacob, he's always after blessings, but this time he really needs it. Regardless who it is, it's his last chance. It's his only chance to survive, to stay alive, because his own little planning and scheming, it hasn't been helpful. The man changes Jacob's name. Latest at this point, it's starting to get clear that this is not a mere human Jacob's fighting with. So Jacob tries to ask, who are you actually? But he's not told. However, he gets the blessing. And then he names the place Peniel, the face of God, for I have seen God face to face, and yet my life is preserved. Although that doesn't necessarily mean he thinks he saw God. In other places, this expression is used when someone has seen an angel, like in Judges 13:22. But regardless, it has been an encounter with the divine. Jacob got his blessing, and he has survived. But what had actually happened? In verse 28, the man says that Jacob has prevailed in this wrestling. Has he? Really? How did Jacob prevail? Was Jacob the stronger one? Not at all. The man was. But Jacob was hanging on this man for a blessing, for his life. He had no other chance. He had come to his wits' end. His plans didn't help him. His scheming didn't give him security. He came to the point of admitting that without help, he could do nothing. He was clinging to the possibility of a blessing from God with his whole life. And that's where the turning point happens. In realizing his own incapability, that's how Jacob prevails. And for that, his limping serves as a reminder, as does his new name, Israel. Could be translated as fighting against God, or as God fights, or as something completely different. God rules. Jacob has been struggling with God, and the outcome is, as usual, that God rules. In realizing that God rules and that Jacob, well, doesn't, that's how Jacob has prevailed. That's the paradox. That's the mortal combat where the human prevails, but God